Okay, hey guys, we're just starting this brand new thing with the Marketing and Media Monsters, and so this is our first meeting. And I'm Tara Jacobson. I own Marketing Artfully, and I am Pterodactyl on Twitter, and because this is Pinterest Day, I am Tara Jacobson on Pinterest.
And I'm Rebecca Welch, and I'm the Colorado Connector, and I'm Connector80120 on Twitter, and the Colorado Connector on Pinterest.
Excellent. So what we're doing today is we're going to be talking about Pinterest. We're going to start with about a 15-minute overview of just some of our favorite things. Of course, we can't teach you Pinterest in 15 minutes, but this is kind of like our highlights. Oh, we have a lovely audience. You guys don't know that. But we have an audience here, and what they're going to do is they're also going to ask some questions afterwards, and so those will be in subsequent videos. So let's get started. Number one, I'm going to start with, why do you need another social network? Because seriously, everybody's sick of the Facebook, and if you have to join the LinkedIn and you have to join all this stuff. I will tell you in all sincerity, within 2 to 3 years, the first contact you have with a company is going to be either a picture or a video. Because nobody has time to go and read a brochure site or to read a big long page. So you might as well move over there. Pinterest has a true first responder advantage the same way that YouTube does. I mean, it's going to be hard for somebody to come along. Even, I've noticed StumbleUpon, I posted it on the Facebook the other day. StumbleUpon has really changed their look so that it looks a lot more like Pinterest, but Pinterest is where you go, right? Do you guys all use Pinterest? Mm-hmm. No? So, couple yeses, couple nos. Okay, so my question for you, because we were kind of talking about this earlier, is do you watch videos on Pinterest?
All the time.
I don't. Oh. So why do you watch videos? They're all YouTube videos at this point, right?
Yes, every single video that I have ever watched on Pinterest has been a YouTube originated video, yes.
And why do you watch them there as opposed to on YouTube?
Well, the main reason is because I'm investing so much of my day on Pinterest.
Nice.
I love the Pinterest, and I'm finding that it is one of my favorite places to spend time. It's a great place for me to be able to connect with people on a different level than I am able to on some of my other social media sites. And I find that the content that comes through on my Pinterest pages from other people has a little more of a fun focus for me. So I do watch a lot of educational videos, marketing, small business, career-oriented videos, but I also watch a lot of fun videos too.
Yeah, but that's really interesting, because I have never watched a video on Pinterest, and I have videos on my YouTube channel that I could post on there right now. So in some of the other ones, we're probably going to be answering some questions from you guys, maybe a little bit more technical, or how do we do this or whatever. But I guess we'll get to that later.
And I would watch your videos on Pinterest. I would watch her videos on Pinterest, and I would share them with people.
Right?
Yes.
I think it's way easier to organize things on Pinterest. So when I asked you that question, I kind of went, ding! It's so much easier to organize stuff on Pinterest than it is on YouTube. Like, I don't know if you guys make playlists, but it's god-awful to try to, find stuff in a playlist. So maybe I'll try one tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your all-time favorite thing about Pinterest?
I have to say, for me, it's a toss-up between the community. I'm connecting with a different type of people, type of person on Pinterest than I do on my other social media accounts. Predominantly a lot of women. There are men there too as well. I see a growing number of male presence on the Pinterest, but it's a lot of women who share similar interests to me. So I like the sense of community that is a part of Pinterest. It feels like getting together with friends, like sharing your scrapbook with your friends kind of thing. And the other thing I really love about Pinterest is the ease at which information can be shared. So when somebody shares something with me and I find value in it and I think it's cool and I pin it, then immediately everybody I'm connected to sees that pin, has the opportunity to see that pin, and if they like that information, all they have to do is pin it or like it, and it spreads to all of their people as well. So I love the ease of the viral side of the Pinterest.
So for me, though, the difference with that and Facebook, so if I share something on Facebook and Rhonda sees it and she even shares it, you lose the where the heck is the thing going?
Where did it come from? Yeah.
Where did it come from? Why is, yeah, it's a pretty picture. Yes, it's all about this thing, but you don't know how to get there.
Right.
With Pinterest, you click back through and you go exactly to that original source.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I love that about it.
I like that too.
Okay, so my top tip is you guys need to make pins, okay? And I was laughing, I called it the original pin. Get it? But what happens with Pinterest? I was cracking me up.
That's funny.
What happens with Pinterest is if I share Rebecca's pin and it happened to come from somebody else, okay? It's going to flip over and say, hey, do you want to follow that original person who shared it in the first place in addition to Rebecca? And that's invaluable. So if I'm pinning stuff that's my own stuff, or even if I'm going on the internet and finding things that are relevant and I'm the first person to pin it, that works for me for days and for weeks, and no matter who's repinning it, it always goes back to the original person who pinned it.
I totally agree with that. I share your passion for that. And one thing that I've always been frustrated with Facebook is exactly what you're talking about. I'll see somebody post a picture or something that I'm really interested in going back to the original point of that to get more information. Maybe it's a piece of education that I want to know more about, or a person that I want to know more about. And the beauty of the Pinterest is when I click on those posts, it goes back to where it originally came from so that I can actually see the content. One of the things that I love using it for, when she posts informational videos or blogs or whatever, I know that when I share that with my network of people, because it's always good, valuable content, that they're going to go right back to her site and be able to get the information directly from her and be linked to other things that may be of value to them as well. And another great thing is, I have a thing for fitness videos lately, and a lot of times you'll see, especially on a Facebook or another type of utility, the information will come through, you click on it, like I said, it goes nowhere. With the Pinterest, it'll take you right back to Fit Day or Fitness Magazine or whatever, so then you have the whole article to read or the video to watch or any of that, so you're not just left with a
like a nice picture.
Like a nice picture, yeah.
Well, and a huge thing that came to mind for me from that is there are people training to change the pin source, like the URL it goes to. So say you were going to pin something about green cleaning. You go, you find a pin, you pin it, and then you change it to your URL. I will say that Pinterest I find to be very self-policing. Like, they're going to get pissed. Yep. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, I actually wanted to go find the source of this information or what it is. So that kind of cheaty thing where you're not doing the work. I mean, if nothing else, go there, repin it, pin it from that source.
Right.
And you're the original pinner on it. But that way, at least you've done a little bit of work to make it worthwhile.
Great.
Okay. Oh, and you were talking about sharing it forward and building community.
Sharing it forward, yes. Well, and that's one of the great things. This is a large part of what I use my community for. I'm the Colorado Connector, so what I do is I connect people to the information, resources, and people they need to do their business more effectively. So one of the pieces that I really get excited about is when people in my network post things to Pinterest, and I can pick it up from there and share it forward with my network, then I know that they're going to get seen. Like, if they've posted a blog post and it has good information, I get to do my good deed for the day by pinning that and having it shared with my network so that I know other people are going to go and read that information or be connected to those people that I would not have had the opportunity to connect them with before. And one of the great things about that is I know that the more often I'm sharing other people's information and making my network more visible to other people, the more opportunity there's going to be for those same people to pay me back in kind,
well,
which grows all of our business.
That's the law of reciprocity,
Right.
that if somebody does something nice for you, you feel like you want to do something nice for them. And number two, I get an email every time somebody shares one of my things. So Donna Thornton shares something for me, I get to see an email that says, hey, Donna Thornton shared something for me. So it really is you may just go, oh, that's nice, but I'll tell you, as a cumulative thing, you're like, well, dang, Donna Thornton loves me.
And we've coined a phrase for that. We call it pin hugging.
Hugging, yes.
We like the pin hugging, and we do a lot of pin hugging. So pin hug us, we'll pin hug you.
Right? And that's the community part. But from a technical aspect, we're going to talk just a little bit about SEO. And if you're in any kind of business, you have to know what your keywords are. And there's 3 levels of SEO for Pinterest. There's the board level, okay? Meaning that when you make that board, you need to name it something factually correct. Don't name it Yum if it's about dessert recipes. Name it dessert recipes, because if you're doing it for business, then, and I'm not trying to put a damper on your fun Pinterest thing,
Right.
but at least somebody could find it that didn't know you and come search it out. Then there's an area for the description in the board. Fill that out. I will tell you, if you do a search for dessert recipes or anything and they don't have enough board titles, they absolutely drop down into that description to find things. So I do quotes with pictures. Okay, that's one of my boards.
That's a big one.
In the description, I have inspirational quotes, I have motivational quotes, I have all those things. And I've done searches with other clients' accounts, and I come up for those terms just because it's in the description, not necessarily in the title. Okay? So that's really interesting. The next one is the person level, which is important. Make sure, we're going to talk in a little bit about local Pinterest marketing and things like that. Pick the largest city near you. Okay? So if you really do live in Arvada, pick Denver. If you really do live in Longmont, I would probably pick Boulder, because people aren't going to be looking for those individual things, and you're looking for areas to connect with people.
Right.
Okay? So that's really important. And then on your pins, if I see one more time,
Oh boy.
Somebody says, love this. Okay,
Or heart this.
I heart this.
I heart
That
this.
doesn't help. It doesn't help you from a marketing standpoint, and it also doesn't help them. People love pictures of dachshunds on the Pinterest.
They do.
They do.
They
The
love the
dachshund
dachshunds.
crowd is going crazy.
It's crazy.
But if all you put is love this, so just say from personal, we're not even talking business.
Right.
But if you name your picture love this, they can't find your dachshund pictures, right? So there is a benefit to the users, even when you're posting, like I post stuff about Christmas decorating.
Yes.
I post stuff about all different topics except for marketing. I mean, it's the only place in my world where I have something beyond marketing. But you do want to name them those, you know, the whole way down, all the levels, and do as much SEO as you can. And you don't have to agonize over it. It doesn't have to be like, I'm going to do a search, because you have so many pins.
Right.
Big question.
Yes.
Big question that I got the other day. I know, right? Somebody was asking me, you're not supposed to change that URL, right? Mm-hmm. You can't change the URL. But when I repin Rebecca's stuff, I oftentimes change the description of what the pin is. Because she may say, hey, I'm saving this for Chelsea. And if I were to repin that and say I'm saving it for Chelsea, like
That would be weird.
my family would go, well, who's Chelsea? Because that's her daughter, not mine. So you can change that description at will. That doesn't hurt anything. You know, you could, if you, so a really good idea marketing wise, so say you did pin something that links back to somewhere else. I could repin it and say, hey, if you want to know more about this topic, then you could go to this link, which would be a link to one of my videos.
Exactly.
It would be in the description, but we wouldn't be cheating by taking away that original link to the real source of whatever that was.
Correct. Good advice.
Yeah, so we are going to probably wrap up this part of it, and it's so funny. I know that she's so much nicer than me and funnier. I'm just really serious about marketing. So when we answer your guys' questions, when you're thinking about what you want to talk about, I'm probably going to be able to give them more techie answers.
Yes.
And maybe more specific targeted marketing answers. I do not grow communities. I mean, I have huge communities, but it's accidentally. You're actually the person that we're going to go to for all the how do you grow big networks, how do you connect with them and actually help them.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's it.